So, today we are doing a twin flame energy check in, and we're going to do a check in on the divine masculine, divine feminine, and just the overall twin flame connection. So, we're going to get a card for their thoughts, their feelings, and any intentions or actions. So, we're going to try to delve into what is going on for the twin flames at this time. Let's start off with the masculine energy. Let's get a card for their thoughts. Masculine thoughts. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse for their thoughts. What about their feelings? We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for their feelings. And intentions and actions, we have the Emperor in reverse for any intentions or actions. Okay. What about the divine feminine? And let me just make some space here. What about the divine feminine's thoughts? Okay. Divine feminine thoughts, feelings. Everything is coming up in reverse, but this deck is not in reverse. And intentions or actions for the divine feminine. Okay. Overall theme, we have the Judgment. Okay. So let's take a look at what's going on with the divine masculine and divine feminine. We're going to start off with the divine masculine first. Okay. All right. Five of Cups for the divine masculine's thoughts. What is going on for the divine masculine and their thoughts? Oh my. Okay. Let me get that. Okay. So Five of Cups in reverse for their thoughts, with the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. And it's giving that feeling of, well, there's not much else I can do, right? It's giving that sense of not feeling like there's anything that they can change or do in the situation. Maybe wanting to do something, but in their mind, they're kind of limiting themselves. They've kind of resigned themselves to the fact that there's not much they can do, which obviously makes them feel disappointed, unfulfilled, unhappy. Um, what about their emotions? Why do we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for their emotions? I'm hearing that the masculine feels like emotionally they're kind of wrung dry. Like they've already, if their emotions were a rubber band, they've already tried to stretch that rubber band out so much that it already broke. And so it feels like the masculine at this time doesn't see any point in really investing their emotions in anything. Um, the idea of pursuing anything at this point, it just, I feel like it just is not worth their time and their stress. I think, though, they're choosing to redirect the energy towards something else. They could be pursuing something new. Maybe they have a new goal, a new hobby. Maybe they're pursuing a sport. There's something about how they are taking this energy that they can't direct in the way that they want into something else. And it feels like when it comes to their emotions, that's basically the same thing they're doing. They're taking their emotions away from anything that would give them a feeling of stress. I feel like they want to just pursue things that can keep them busy, can keep their mind busy, maybe their body busy as well. I think they're body busy because they want to be tired at the end of the day. There's something about, if they're tired, then there's not enough time to really think and do anything else but maybe rest. So that's kind of how I'm getting that. What about their intentions or actions with the Emperor in reverse? King of Wands showing up with the Emperor in reverse. You know, the energy that this masculine really gives off at this time is just one of making do with what they have. They're in this energy of feeling like, well, there's not much else I can do in this situation, so I'm going to do what I can. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. When we do feel that we don't have any say, power, or control over a situation, we try to salvage what we have left to at least make ourselves still feel, I don't know, useful or productive. Right now, this king is kind of showing me that they may not have control or they may not have a say in a situation in their life, but they're not going to let that stop them from trying to do other things. But I think generally they just feel like there's something about feeling second best in it, just to themselves. Like they feel like it's second best. So maybe there's something they particularly want, but they know they can't have, so they're going to do the next best thing, right? That seems to be the energy that the masculine carries at this time, but let's clarify a little further. What is happening with the masculine? Thoughts? Okay, feelings. I mean, ooh. Intentions, actions. Wow, cards are coming out pretty solid. Okay, and that is so funny. At the bottom of the deck is the Divine Masculine. Okay, so when it comes to the Divine Masculine's thoughts right now, I think for them in their mind, they don't want to participate in anything that they feel doesn't have some kind of return. But I also feel like, so taking it a step further when it comes to the divine feminine, I think the divine masculine is feeling like, I think they want to talk. Honestly, it feels like when they allow themselves to think about this and the divine feminine, they think, well, I actually do want to talk. I actually do want to, I do want to talk, but I feel like they need some kind of assurance. Hmm. I feel like if I open this can of worms, it's going to go too deep and we'll stay here forever. Um, so I'm just going to keep it general. It just feels like the masculine at this time, when they allow themselves to really think about the connection, divine feminine, they really do want to talk. And I think when they think of actually communicating, they probably don't have any assurance that the conversation will go the way that they want. I also kind of feel like they don't know if there would even be a conversation at this point because of maybe the way things are going with the divine feminine. When it comes to feelings, again, the happiness card kind of came out there in the reverse. I think the divine feminine, I'm sorry, the divine masculine, um, I feel like it comes and goes. So I'm getting that in the general sense, the masculine is not in any kind of tragic, desperate um, energy. It doesn't feel like they're in deep despair or anything, but the emotions come and go. I think when they really think about how tragic the situation is with the divine feminine, they do feel this energy of tragedy. But I don't think this is a masculine that feels extremely emotional. I feel like right now, honestly, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like the masculine right now is able to find happiness. Like to find like pockets of happiness. Whatever it is they're pursuing, they feel energetic, they feel overjoyed even. So I feel this is some kind of either new or passionate endeavor that they have explored. It's something that's really taking up a lot of their energy, their time, and their effort. but in a good way. I feel like it's in a good way. Like they really do like what they're doing. I feel like this masculine is pursuing something that brings them joy. But again, the emotions come and go, especially when they think about how tragic the situation is with the divine feminine. Um, Intentions and actions, again, and which makes sense because I do think the masculine is really trying to be present. They are trying to live in the moment, live in the now. I do feel that they keep an eye on the divine feminine in some kind of way on social media. I think they keep their eye on the feminine. I don't think the feminine has an awareness, but we'll get into that later. Um, they're actually still very much tapped into this feminine and what's going on with this feminine. But this is definitely a masculine that really tries to stay present. They're really pursuing something, and I feel like this is something like extracurricular, like a physical activity. So again, maybe a sport, something that really gets them going and keeps them exhausted. Honestly, um, I feel like they look forward to whatever this is. So I'm getting like work the week and then like on the weekend they explore whatever this is. It's like they have something to look forward to, which excites them and makes them feel happy. But overall, I think the masculine is kind of finding this, well, their own version of balance when it comes to the situation. I mean, I feel like they've found that somehow. But that's, yeah, that's what we have for the masculine. I am wondering to expound. You know what? I'm going to expound here. Just going to expound a little bit on the masculine. I'm going to be using different decks throughout this reading. Um, for the masculine, I'm going to use the Kipper deck to just get additional energy for them. Um, so I am going to have Friday uh, content releases. So every Friday I'm going to release something. So start of the month it'll be the Twin Flame, and then the next Friday would be the King series, and then the following Friday, um what is it again? The following Friday would be share a story, and then the last Friday of the month would be an open topic. So I'm hoping to keep that schedule just so I could be more present here for you guys. Um, but that's kind of the schedule I'm going to have, and I'm going to release it every Friday. So, yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, you know what? Additional energy, additional things to look at for this masculine. Yes, the feminine is still very much on their mind, just like if you can see that, just still very much on their mind. Still, they still think about this feminine so much. They have pictures of the feminine, I'm getting, on their phone in a folder. Oh wow. Okay. um so I think for this twin flame collective, yeah, I'm seeing masculine that has access to images of the feminine. They don't they don't look at it a lot. I'm going to say they don't look at it a lot, but they have it. Um I think they don't even need to look at it in a lot because in their mind they can see the feminine anyway, but I do get that they have something that they've kept. Now with the distant horizons card, which speaks of things that seem, impossible to achieve, right? At this point I think in this masculine's practical world, they don't really see the possibility, right, with this feminine. I think that's why they're just pouring all their energy into what they can, what's tangible, what's happening in their life. That's why they're present. And that's why they're pursuing whatever this is that is keeping them very much occupied. Um, I have to say, with the bad health card, I think this masculine got a health scare. There was some kind of health scare for this masculine. They experienced something that they either were bedridden, or they were on the verge of being bedridden, or they had to rest, which they didn't probably want to take that rest. There's something here that kind of made them, it jolted them and made them get more physical. And maybe that's why they pursued whatever this is, because they realized they haven't really been taking care of their physical self. They might even be feeling like they've treated themselves quite poorly when it comes to their physical health. Now, obviously, their mental and emotional health is affected, but I think this is really pertaining to um, um, some kind of physical ailment that they are having at this time, and it required rest. It required real rest here. But I think once they were able to get back to a normal physical sense, they then started to explore things that they could do to keep them fit, to keep them healthy, active, I'm hearing. So this really does feel strenuous. It does it I don't think this is anything casual. This is something like it's a sport or something that they've taken up, or maybe they've gone back to. It's just something that they do and they look forward to doing. So that's additional energy for this masculine. Um let's take a look at the feminine. So with the feminine, we have, let me get this card out so I can see it. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Let's take a look at the feminine's thoughts with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What are their thoughts at this time? Ooh, oh gosh. Okay, I'll let that come out. A lot of energy for the feminine's thoughts. Oh my. Okay. So when it comes to the feminist thoughts, there's quite a lot of things here. So let me get to it. So Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like they want to also pursue something, but I think they have a bigger goal or a bigger dream for themselves. Not that whatever this is isn't also significant. What I'm saying is for the feminine, it's like I think they're imagining doing something that is quite significant. But they're only beginning to explore potentially whatever this is, because I think they're still trying to figure something out about it. Um, I think they know that this is what they're supposed to do, but they could be in their head about this, and it feels like exploration stage, right? Like they haven't really been able to do much except explore in that direction. I do feel they feel that this is the right way to handle things. I think I don't want to say it's a distraction because it seems productive and it seems something significant. But it is something that is, I think, going to help this feminine get out of this energy of just feeling, I don't know, feeling stuck, or feeling like it's like they don't want to feel that they're at the end of the road in this connection with the masculine. So they want to explore and do something new, something that's going to take up their time, something that's going to be similar to this masculine with the sport. It's like it's going to take up their time. They're going to be so preoccupied with it. So this feminine is really thinking about something in that area, right? When it comes to their emotions with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now this reading is obviously facing me, okay? So it might look like it's upright for you guys, but it's actually in reverse for me. Um okay. Yeah. Emotionally, I think the feminine, with that Queen of Cups energy as well, I feel avoidance for the feminine when it comes to their emotions. They don't let themselves feel right now. I think that's why the Knight of Cups is in reverse. They don't want any intention of feeling. They don't want to even allow themselves to get into feeling anything. They're blocking it. I feel a huge blockage in emotions for the feminine. I think that's why they have so much energy for their thoughts, but for their emotions, it's because they're just trying to avoid feeling anything at this point. Not that they don't feel anything, I think they just don't want to get emotional about the connection, about the masculine. I feel like like a strong cutoff of emotions from the feminine. Um, Ten of Wands for their intentions and actions. It has been hard for the feminine right now to be walking away from the connection, in every way, like in every physical, emotional, and mental sense. It's been really hard for the feminine to walk away, to move on, but they are. That's the thing. I think they also realize that it is going to take time for them to really be able to let this go. So, hmm, I mean, I'll be I'll be honest. I mean, I'm always honest when I do these readings with you guys. It's just my a saying that I have. But if I look at the energy, I feel like the feminine is very much decided to move on. They're struggling, but they're really in their mind. It's like that's the only way to go. That's the only thing to do is to move on from this, to walk away from this. They know it's going to take time and they know it's going to be difficult, but that maybe that's why they're starting by shutting off their feelings a bit here, by kind of shutting down emotionally when it comes to this masculine. They don't allow themselves to do this. They don't allow themselves to be nostalgic or think about this masculine. I think because they can see that if they did, it would be a tower. They would be allowing all these feelings to rush in, to flood them, and then they're going to find themselves stuck again. And so it's immense effort for this feminine to do this, to move on. But they're looking quite decided, honestly. Um, at least that's how I'm seeing their energy. But yeah, let's clarify for the feminine this time around. Um, Thoughts for the feminine. Let's get another card for that. For their feelings. Ooh. For their actions, intentions. Ooh. Okay. Right. Let's start off with their thoughts. Well, oh man. And that's why this feminine is fighting so hard, isn't it? Because they know how they truly feel about the masculine. They love the masculine. They feel everything that they feel for this masculine, but they are really cutting it off. They're like, no. But it is what it is. It is what they feel. And I think in their mind, I think they think, I'm going to explore something here. I'm going to do something else. And this is going to be the energy that I carry. And in my mind, I'm going to be so preoccupied with what I'm doing. I'm not even going to think about this masculine. But but I think there's a knowing here. This is a feminine that knows that they will always love this masculine. That I also kind of feel like the feminine thinks that in some way the connection is protected, but not in a sense that it's protected so they can be together, but more so the feminine is protected, the masculine is protected. So I think that's what's going on further here for their thoughts. And in their feelings, it's only a matter of time. So I feel like, this feminine is very much aware of how they feel. But I think that's why they're so, firm about cutting it off because they know exactly how they feel about this masculine. I think though, and it's a little petty, the energy when it comes to their emotions, honestly. It's like this is their way of I guess retaliating towards the masculine to shut off their emotions this way. Especially if you're this twin flame collective, the telepathy in this connection is quite strong, which we've seen in the past readings. I think the feminine knows that when they shut themselves off like this, that could potentially be affecting this masculine. That this masculine can feel the shut off, can feel the emotional distance. But then again, the masculine is also trying to keep themselves busy, especially after some kind of health scare, right? But again, that's why I said it was a little bit petty for this feminine, because I think they know that when they obsess about this masculine, they feel the masculine's energy so strongly, and when they cut it off, they know that the masculine is also cut off. So there's something about that when it comes to the feminine and their emotions. I think they know how highly connected they are to the masculine, so they don't allow themselves to emotionally invest here. Well, they're already invested, but I guess what I mean is they don't allow themselves to emotionally tap in to this masculine or to even to their own feelings, because when they do, then they start to feel, then they start to connect to this masculine and their energy. And that's absolutely what they're trying to avoid. When it comes to their intentions and actions, pop up triggers and pretending, I think the feminine is busy, really trying to move on, really trying to distance themselves, really trying to cut themselves off from this masculine, but they get triggers. Names, cars, places, it triggers them. And it comes out of nowhere. And when they see it, I get a sense of irritation just because they're trying so hard to not be affected, but they are. They're affected. They It's like they casually dismiss it, but deep down they're affected by it. I'm hearing that the feminine is seeing numbers, seeing signs, something about road signs, maybe names on road signs or places are significant. Something about road signs. Um, it triggers them. It does, but they kind of casually play it off like it doesn't, but it really does. Just, I guess the feminine is in a little bit of a petty energy, to be honest. Oh wait. So oof, for for the feminine, I'm gonna check in on their energy with this deck from the Cozy Witch. I'm going to just get cards to just similar to this. We're just gonna try to tap into the energy again for the feminine. Okay, let's see what we need to see for the feminine. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the moon in reverse. This is for this feminine likes to read. They like to read, or they like the library. They like to read. Um, so this is a reader, I guess, is what it's saying for the feminines. What's their energy? Knight of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Swords. Okay. Um, it feels, and it makes sense, with the feminine being in this energy of really trying to cut this masculine off emotionally. It's just everything in every way that they can. It is because their heart is broken. Probably deep down, I think deep down they miss this masculine so much. I think deep down their heart is actually torn and broken, and they're trying to recover. They're still trying to heal from this. They're doing everything that they possibly can to detach from this connection. But yeah, I don't think they're emotional, but I think their heart is broken in a way. Because I'm getting that this is a feminine that they don't like to get emotional over this, so they don't like to actually cry about this. And I think it's because they feel like they've cried so much over the situation that they're not going to cry anymore. So there's a strong stubbornness in that area too. Um, I think this is a feminine that feels like they are not left with much choice anyway, being what the connection is. That this is at best what they can do for themselves. They're trying. That's what I'm getting here from the feminine. They're really trying hard to do what they can to get over this heartbreak. That's really basically what this is saying. Um, I would like to get guidance here. Let's get guidance for this masculine. I'm going to use the Archangel Michael Tarot, I'm sorry, Archangel Michael Oracle deck as guidance for this masculine. Okay. Guidance for the masculine. So I'm getting several things. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Write about your thoughts and feelings and sense of humor. The first thing I heard was sense of humor. The guidance for the masculine is to not lose their sense of humor. They should not feel bad or guilty that they are rediscovering some kind of passion and some kind of physical activity that they're doing. Because this is their way of also healing, and this is their way of also, trying to be productive in their own life. I think though that I feel like the masculine is getting a sense of being feeling normal again, or feeling their old self. I think they're getting their sense of humor back, honestly, which is a good thing for this masculine. I know the feminine is feeling this way, but for the masculine, it seems like this is actually a good thing that the masculine is feeling a semblance of their old self, and that they're finding humor in things again in a natural way, right? I mean, deep down, it's not a distraction, honestly, but I guess it is a way for them to really divert the energy from the feminine and the connection to something else. Um, the encouragement for this masculine is to write their thoughts and feelings, meaning they do need to express the feelings that they have. They do need to find a way to still feel what they feel. I don't know if this is for masculines that like to write, or they are writers or something like that. Um, but the guidance here, if you look at this card, it says God is in charge, right? It says, Dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. So that's the encouragement for the masculine. God is in charge. It's okay to feel good, to going back to the way that you were, to rediscovering passions and your sense of humor. But be honest with yourself about how you do truly feel. And I think that's why this is important, to write down the emotions, the thoughts and the feelings. So, going on to the feminine and their guidance, I'm going to use my Witching Hour Oracle deck. It's a new deck along with this that I just got. Really love it. Let's get a couple of cards for the feminine. Okay. I'm only getting two cards because we will be reading from the book for this Oracle deck. We've got number 34 and 18, right? And 17 as well, if that resonates. Number 34 is the Witch Hunter Danger. So let's take a look at that. 34 Witch Hunter. So this particular card, right? I'm just gonna show you guys there. This particular card, it does speak of danger, jealousy, need for protection. Huh. It does seem like an ominous card, as it says here. It says, receiving it means there is someone in your personal orbit who wishes you harm. Oh my. Okay. So if you're the divine feminine, there could be people in your orbit that are not exactly wishing the best for you. It could be a coworker, a friend, a coworker that might be trying to sabotage your work, a friend that might be spreading vicious gossip. Just have an awareness that this is an occurrence in your life, okay? If you do suspect someone, this card is confirmation that you are right to be cautious. So if warning bells were already going off, listen to that and trust that, okay? And just be careful. You don't have to do anything outwardly harmful to anyone. Just be careful of your energy, protect your energy as best as possible. Um, I would say also, when it comes to your money, probably save more than you spend. Um, there's something about preparing for rainy days, so you should be saving more than you spend. Okay. Number 18, it's cast the circle, raising vibrations, right? Okay, let's see what this card wants to say. Number 18. This talks about vibration, sacred space, taking the extra step, as in don't skip this step. It says, yeah, this is about guarding your energy, protecting yourself from outside influences. It definitely complements one another, doesn't it? Um, yeah. The companion card to this is the Witch Hunter, right? So definitely divine feminines, I would say there's a need to be cautious of the people around you and in your energy. There are people that are potentially having negative thoughts about you or outwardly sending you negative energy and negative thoughts. So just be careful of that. This card is saying that as long as you do things the right way and as long as, you do everything with intention, you will be well protected. Okay? I think also this supports the first card we were talking about. This speaks of it talks about the hard work and that you need to put in, but you can shorten the amount of time that you need to work on whatever this is you're exploring by taking away the anxiety, right? This talks about maybe needing additional resources or skills, or maybe some kind of continued learning can help you with this endeavor that you have or that you're trying to explore. Taking these extra steps will help you ensure you are properly prepared for the goals you're about to take on, which is a really nice card to get. Number 17, right? Coven, soul family. So, as a last oracle guidance for the feminine, this talks about soul family acceptance, putting yourself out there, the family you choose. I feel like the feminine is being encouraged to extend their energy to others. That it is okay to find your soul family. It is okay to connect with other people. That the feminine should not be afraid actually to extend themselves to people, even though this is going on. It's an encouragement not to block themselves from allowing themselves to find the people that actually do resonate with them. It's very important to still allow themselves to create connections despite maybe other people not wanting the best for them, right? Sending negativity their way. um I'll be honest, I feel that the feminine is being talked about by certain people. I'm not saying that, there are people out there that are casting spells or anything like that, but we have to remember that the negative words and thoughts that we have, they can radiate to the people that we are thinking of. Remember, everything is energy. I feel that there's specific people talking about this feminine, and it's not exactly positive. Um, yeah, I feel like yeah, there could be new people entering the feminine's life right now. I think that's why this and then this, because this is not gonna do the harm that it wants to do. The feminine is too protected for that, but it also is going to kind of highlight what needs to be removed and allow for what can come in. So there are new people entering the feminine's life, whether that's friends or coworkers, whatever that may be. It could even be a soulmate, you know. Yeah, nothing against the masculine, but it could be a soulmate too that's coming in for the feminine. And I think if that's what's meant to happen here, then that's what it's going to be, right? So that is what we have for the overall twin flame energy check in for the masculine, the feminine. Um, as a last, I am just gonna do a quick um check in on the connection itself. I'm just trying to decide what deck I want to use for the connection. Okay, what deck am I going to use for the connection itself? You know what? I'm just going to get tarot for it. I just want to see for the connection itself, because we looked at the individual energies. Now for the connection itself, what what do we need to know, right? At this point in time, just three cards for the connection itself. Bottom of the deck is the Tower in reverse. So we have, wow, Eight of Cups in reverse, Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Cups. Wow. This is such a strong message. It really is just saying, being that it's a twin flame connection, this masculine and feminine can never really walk away from each other in the ways that they're trying to. They are going to keep on and continue to be connected in the way that they are. Now, they can absolutely live separate lives and even individually um, progress and grow and succeed, which is what we hope for, right? But there's always going to be this connection between them. And they're always going to come back to each other. If not physically, mentally, emotionally, there's always going to be a rejoining of the energies between the two. It's just what it's meant to be. That's just how this goes for this twin flame, right? Um, it's like they're always going to be together even if they're not, right? Now, is the possibility of actually being together out of the question? No. That's never going to really be an impossibility, I think. Just because this connection transcends the physicality, they will always be connected. That's what I'm getting here. So, I mean, the effort, the valiant effort that the masculine and feminine are making to live individual lives, is commendable. Honestly, it is commendable, but it's probably necessary at this point in time for them to just find a way to live um, apart in their energies. But that doesn't mean that they are actually apart. That doesn't mean that they can ever be separate or completely cut off from the other. I'm going to say for the feminine, um, okay. I think for the feminine, it's trying to say, you know, and I okay, so this is kind of getting deeper, but I'm not gonna really dive into it. I want to say that the feminine, I think, is feeling the way that they're feeling emotionally because there's a little bit of resentment there. I feel that they feel tired of having to be on their own. I think they want the masculine to be in their life. I think they want to be a partner with the masculine, which obviously can't be the case because of what we have between these two people and the circumstance they have. Um, please watch the previous twin flame connection readings if you'd like to know more about, the history of this connection. Um, I feel that the feminine is very tired of being on their own and they would really like the support of this masculine, which unfortunately this masculine is not able to give. I think the feminine is growing tired and weary, and sometimes they want to give up, but I feel that that's why whatever this is going to be a good distraction. Whatever this is in the first card we talked about, whatever they're going to explore is going to be a good distraction for them. They're going to they're going to really be able to explore something and kind of deviate their emotions and their thoughts from this, just like the masculine is actually. Um, at the same time, I think for the masculine, actually, I don't really get much of the masculine here. I think that's because the masculine at this time is actually quite preoccupied. Again, it, it comes and goes the way that they feel here. They have not forgotten the feminine, okay? They think about this feminine a lot. Well, not a lot, actually. They think about this feminine. But I think the masculine is on a good high, I guess, because of what's going on in their life. And right now it's the feminine that's kind of struggling, kind of experiencing the brunt of the pain here. So that's what I'm getting for the connection itself. And then I hope I can get this deck without ruining my setup. I have a very confined space here because just because. um, I'm gonna get cards from this deck because I want to know potentially any kind of outcome for the connection for these two together. Ooh, yeah. The strong guidance here is the need to free themselves from each other, at least for the time being. Again, you never really free yourself, but there is something about taking back control of your life, which I think the masculine is actually able to do right now, and the feminine is struggling to do, but they're trying to do. It is saying to give this connection a chance, that if it's meant to be, then it's going to happen in time, right? But not that's not the focus right now. I think I I think that if there's a chance for the masculine and feminine to come together again, they're going to be new people. They're going to be very different from who they were when they first came together. It's going to be a renewal of getting to know each other in the new energies that they have. This connection is always going to be a possibility. It's one of those things where this door is always going to be open for the other. Although right now the feminine is a little petty with their energy, but I think this is temporary. Whatever this feminine is feeling is temporary. Obviously, we know that this connection is the one, right? But will it reach the alignment that it needs to reach for it to be the actual one? That's a different question. And that's another reading for a different day. So that's what we have for today's Twin Flame check in, masculine, feminine energy. Next week, I'm going to do a King series check in. So I hope you can come back on Friday and check that out with me.